Hey y'all, how's everybody? I had something come up. I heard a lady say um, that I guess someone gave a word um, where they said that the Lord said to follow your heart. And she said that the Lord would never say that. And so I got to thinking about the heart, and I did some research in the Bible, and this is what He's shown me. It's like anything else, right? In this world, there are two sides to everything. So there's a verse in the Bible that says the heart is deceitfully wicked, and it's in the Old Testament. And then there are multiple verses on your heart in the New Testament that are totally not in the same context, okay? So I'll just start with that verse. When you are not following Jesus, when you are following your own way, when you think you know right on your own, it can be wicked, right? It can be, instead of being love, you can follow the lust of the flesh and say that it's your heart, right? But that is when you have a stony, cold heart, right? Not when you have a heart of flesh that loves the Lord. And that's the context in which it was, in which that was said. So I want to read to you some of because I think the heart is the key. That's what I've been shown. And in fact, David, in the Bible, King David, it was said that he was a man after God's own heart, right? And that, to me, I believe, is the key of David, to be a person after God's own heart, because you want to be like him. So to me, that is what I've been shown. That's the key of David, to be after God's own heart. The church in Revelation that is called Philadelphia. Well, Philadelphia, we have a city now, and that's the city of brotherly love, right? So it's all about love. It's all about love. And where does love reside? In your heart. But that's not to say you can't have the wrong intentions coming from your heart, and that's what I feel like that verse is saying. So let me read you a few verses about the heart, okay? This is Jeremiah 31:33. This is the covenant I will make with the house of Israel after those days. The Lord's declaration. I will put my teaching within them and write it on their hearts. I will be their people and they will be my God. So if He's written His teaching on your heart, then you should follow it. Don't you think? And so the law was written in stone, but He says He will remove your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh, which is soft and receptive to Him, right, to His Spirit. So that's kind of the difference in the old and new covenant. In the new covenant, the truth is written in your heart, and so that is what you have to follow. Revelation 3:20, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into him, and will sup with him, and he with me. So where's the door that He's knocking at? He's knocking on your heart, the door of your heart. So again, that's where love resides. So obviously that's what you have to follow, what he puts in your heart. Let me find some more. Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. So your heart is where life comes from. Should you follow that? Yes. When you seek me with all your heart, you will find me. All your heart. Not all your mind, all your heart. That's in Jeremiah somewhere, but I didn't, I think it's 33. I think it's in 33. Matthew 6:21, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Proverbs 3:5, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And that is saying, that verse alone says, trust in your heart, not in your mind. Trust in your heart. Create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. And this is 2 Corinthians 3:16. But the moment one turns to the Lord with an open heart, the veil is lifted and they see. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. That's in the Beatitudes. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. In Ephesians 1:18, I pray that the eyes of your heart may be enlightened, in order that you may know the hope to which he has called you, the riches of his glorious inheritance in his holy people, and his incomparably great power for us who believe. And so it's all about the heart of the Father, right? It's about having his heart in you. And then he will give you the desires of your heart. He writes his teaching on your heart. So following your heart, yeah. Not for, earthly things, but spiritually things. I mean, that's where love comes from. And his commandments, love God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind, and love one another as you love yourself. Where does love come from? Your heart. So you better follow your heart, right? We're called to love one another, and that's where it comes from. That's where it comes from. So I just thought that was, I knew when I heard it that it was just not true. God does want us to follow our hearts, but he wants our hearts to be pure, so that we can follow him in the right way, and so that he can be within us and show us and lead us and guide us, right? So follow your heart. First, love the Lord. Invite him into your heart, and then you can follow it, because it's pure and clean, and you will learn to line up and want what he wants, right? Because he wants to love us. And if we follow that, if we invite him in, we will want to love one another. That's all. Talk to you next time.